The truth is he respected warriors. Always had. I was very adamant about that. I'm telling you, dog, if this stirred my heart to motion, dude. Oh, he's gonna be there. He said he would die in a war with me. Feeling is mutual. My dog, I would dap you up as hard as I possibly could. And I have, actually. Spiritually, you're still here. Even when I said, vaguely in reference to the emptiness, the freaky awe variety, I said, you think it's spiritual? I said, everything's spiritual. You're right, man. God, you're so right about so many things. One of the best things about you, you had the greatest taste in shit, everything. Yeah, I'm glazing. Get over it. Goddamn good dancer. Amazing, excellent musician. Strong man. And a good friend to me. Oh, ye of little faith. He said that to me once. Bro, he's in heaven. Dog is chilling. I don't proclaim to know the holy will, but if I'm told it, I'm gonna believe it. Look at that. It's a kid on a skateboard or a mandolin and guitar. That's how you'd string it. Do what you love. He told me to keep that. I'm going to. Always, dude. You guys should listen to him. He's a great man. And I'm only saying this to glorify him, because he said glory to God in his profile. What else but his life that he lived to lend credit to that? I am or was or somewhat am and was a bit of a genius, like slightly. Brain damage and drugs changed that. For the record, the majority of the drugs I was ever on were psychiatrically prescribed and actually quite harmful. So the doctors had me on 15. In active addiction, I reached 11. There's a story with Tyler about that where I was absolutely geeking like a little goblin. He was just there for me, just sitting in my schizophrenic head at the time. You would be too. I'm not saying I am. Me and him had a joke about these things. But I was like, oh, he's gonna of mice and men me. Look at this guy. He's so stupid. Staring across the street. He's such a good friend. He would do that for me. And then he saw an angel while tripping on shrooms in my car. He literally said, he described an Ophanim, to the biblically accurate ring eye guys, over him as Mother Earth's nature. It was through the sunroof of my car. Yeah, no, he knew what was up. The reason I said that, he even had a critique of me, my genius God-given idea. He said it's against the natural order. But you're still one of the only conscious people on Earth. You're my friend. He told me that so many times. And I told him, thank God I did while I was able to in words. He also knew things about that too. Like, he was not a lightweight is what I'm getting at. Like, he had quite the brain up on him. He knew what was good. He was still learning. There were different points in our development as Carl Jung, the psychologist, had this idea called the hero's journey. Him and I talked about that a lot. Insofar as that, we were heroes together on our different journeys at different stages of advancement and evolution. But it was rare for someone to actually have a valid critique that was more philosophical and abstract in nature. I came up with the idea in crisis when my brain was waking up again. Like, I was not having a seizure, very carefully engineered not to, but like my brain was waking up and it was given the idea because I was begging for it. I was like, please, I need a way out of this place. And basically reversing death, sending people to eternal empirical heaven. Either God's going to do it or I am. That's not meant to sound arrogant. It's that there's hope one way or another. He was one of the few conscious people on Earth. I will miss him dear, but not for long. Not on his side. For him, it could be like a day and it's over, or we're together again. All of us, too. Try to live like him. I want to go where he's going. I want to see him again one day. Granted, I got the idea in crisis, and then I took a lot of brain damage, and then I tried to explain it. So I had this great idea that I'm not as good as putting into words as before. I'm still like better than a certain percentage of people that I won't say. But he knew about the logos, the power of words, spoken into reality. It's been proven with water molecules, strangely enough. We've got the double slit experiment. We know nothing. I know only that I know nothing. And so my boy, he thought this was dope. And Orthodox Christianity, or even by atheistic standards, those I wish to and intend to redefine. Because that's not arrogant. I'm just better than some people who think they're better than everyone else by their nature. But I've got that scenario handled. Say there's a God. There are 9 days and then 40 days to pray for him. Please pray for Tyler so that he can have safe passage. I've prayed for him to see the warrior form of Christ so that he may know. But what I know is it takes a great mind and a strong heart to crack the secret of death and life and then to live them both well. Because you do live your death. This is not the end, dude. It can be. I won't let it be. But for those of you who already know, like him, you already know. I'm just grateful and blessed to have had the adventures on Earth that I had with him. While we were both wondering in this incarnated mortal realm, what doth life? I will miss our inside jokes, man. I will miss you. But how about some dope dance videos? I think that'd be less sad. Who am I kidding? I've already left a bunch of videos and proof. I was flipping off the planet Venus because it's a symbol for Satan. And he liked that video. Dude, I know he's good. He's gonna hold in tight and strong, dog, as he always has, as he always will. As he should. Because if you know him, you have the same respect and level of admiration and trust and utter belief and faith in him that I do. I'm not talking about Jesus, but They both had a sick beard. Cheers to them both. And he wasn't the kind of person to get depressed. He only told me he got anxious a little bit once in his life for a period when he was smoking cannabis. I think the feeling of emptiness was his mission here was fulfilled. It was complete. There was nothing more for him to do. I mean, there was. There are things I wanted to do with him. But I think once you've fulfilled all your earthly purposes, you move on to your heavenly purposes. That's all I think. Rest in peace? I don't know. He said he was a warrior of peace, not a peaceful warrior. Rest on and fly high in peace forever. Tyler Jones, thanks for giving me a badass story for you to tell and a tragic one for me to tell the goth girls at the goth clubs and the Halloween stores. My brother, thank you. Most of all, for the way you lived and joining me for a little bit while you were here. Same type energy. Send me something like this once.